Hello and welcome to Laurindalandia. Today I'm going to do a reading of what happens when people cross you. You can choose your path by following your intuition. It can be the path that you are most visually attracted to, or you can even ask in your mind, what is a path for me? I do have personal readings. They are super affordable and they are my first link in description. Hello, pile one. So I chose this card that says, I trust and I know that everything is alright in my world. What happens when people cross you is that they get immediate justice, they get immediate karma. There is no way to avoid karma with you. I think you are a very kind person. I think you are a very pure person, that you never do anything with intention of hurting people. And I think people are just mean and triggered for no reason, and they come after you with no reason. And I think this has happened multiple times, and at this point the universe is sick of it. At this point the universe is sick of how people treat you and immediate backlash. The moment that people cross you, they get immediate backlash. And I don't think they just get justice in the moment. I think they get justice for years. Because again, I think you are a very kind hearted, pure person, that you have no intention to hurt people. I think people actually look at your kindness and they see it as weakness and they think they can pick on you and put you down. I'm hearing even humiliate you. And they are just doing it from a very mean spirited place because they are insecure, they are triggered, they like need to bring other people down to feel something, to feel I don't even know. Like, I hate these people energy. And the universe, I think you have been through this a lot. I think people have been very unfair and very mean to you over and over again. And you maintained a pure heart. You maintain a kind personality. You remain to being kind. And I think the universe is just really sick and tired. Yeah, probably you are also sick and tired, right? But the universe is even more sick and tired, right? So there is not only immediate backlash, but there is backlash for years. I think the immediate backlash, it's bad, but it's not as bad as it is going to get. I think they get immediate karma, immediate backlash, but I think it's not as bad as years to come. But because like these people, they know that they wronged you, and they will have to live with that guilt. They will have to live with the consequence and the repercussions of that for years to come. And they will have to understand that you are going to be in a better position. You are going to go to live a better life, that your life is going to be way better than theirs because you deserve it and they don't. They have to live with the guilt. And I think even like that guilt will eat them up alive. They even might even have to like trouble sleeping, thinking of how awful of a person they are. Because imagine, I think these people that do you wrong, they live in this illusion that they are a good person. And when they do you wrong, like the universe kind of forces them to see what they did. The universe like kind of forces them for them to realize you are not a good person. Like it breaks their illusion of being quote unquote a good person. Like they really believe they are not that bad, and they really believe that they are actually kind of a decent person. And when they cross you, they are faced with the reality that no, they are a bad person. And no, like they deserve the consequences of their actions, that they deserve the miserable life that they are living. Whoa. I'm channeling, and yeah, the universe really wants for them to like to suffer literally. Wow. I think, yeah, I think again, I think you're a very kind-hearted, pure person, that you are so precious, and you never do anyone wrong, and everyone does you wrong, right? And yeah, I think the universe is really tired of this, to see this over and over again. What happens when people cross you? Ooh, babe. They also lose money. They lose job opportunities. They lose. Imagine there is a material loss to this. Absolutely, they lose some sort of like it's like they're losing job opportunities because they lose the stamina to work. There's this vibe here that their finances get affected because they lose the stamina, like the energy to pursue after good jobs, to pursue new opportunities, to work hard. They lose stamina. And I think part of this loss of stamina is because of the guilt that they carry. I think their bodies and minds spend energy in thinking of how wrong they did you, in like, yeah, being faced with themselves. Because again, I think the universe shows them a mirror, and the universe basically takes, it's like Saturn. I think Saturn protects you because like it gives a vibe that when somebody crosses you, like Saturn is their karma. Like Saturn is hard work, is restrictions, is obstacles, is, yeah, doing the diligent work. And like in Saturn, you are not lucky. You are the opposite of lucky. You are unlucky because the lesson of Saturn is to basically make you resilient, is to basically make you an expert, because the universe is not going to make an objective easy to get. Basically, it takes out the luck factor and is going to make you like put you through more obstacles, because that is going to build resilience, and that is going to, at the end of the day, make you a master at some point, right? That's the objective of Saturn, is to be harsh, but is to build you up, right? And I think this is what happened with these people. For example, if these people were lucky in the past of getting a job, getting job opportunities, if they were lucky into making money, Saturn comes in and they're like, no, no more luck. If you want to get a job, work hard. Because I think he's also like, I think you are a person that works very hard. And I also think that again, I think now you are a more lucky person, but I think probably you are not a very lucky person. Like when we were growing up, when you were a child, maybe you grew up in difficult circumstances. Maybe again, I think you learned the lesson of Saturn, because you, for a long time, you did not have any luck. And I think right now, in the stage that you are in life right now, you deserve that luck because you learn this like lesson of Saturn, right? Of hard work, determination, resilience, even when everything seems against you, even when nothing is working out, just continue. I think you learn that lesson, right? And right now, in this stage of your life, it's your Jupiter moment. Is it a moment for you to get lucky, to have lucky breaks, for things to flow easily? Like, because you learn your Saturn lesson, Saturn protects you. So when people, I'm even seeing like some sort of deity. I don't know the name of this deity. I don't probably don't even know them, but it's like almost a deity that represents values of Saturn. I just see like an angry man. Like I just see like this angry man that is. He looks kind of like a warrior, Viking vibes. He's giving North mythology. That is what he's giving. Yeah, I'm seeing him with an hammer or like some sort of instrument, like war instrument in his hands. And I'm seeing lightning, and like lightning strikes down on the people that cross you. I think you, without even knowing, throughout your life, you have worked with some sort of deity or entity. I don't think this is for everyone. I think it's only for a few. And this deity, it's giving Saturn, is giving a Saturn lesson of cold, harsh, but builds resilience, builds strength, right? And I think you, without knowing, have worked with this entity, and this entity, like, it has a lot of lessons that I think really build up the person that you are. And I think what is so amazing about this is that, and I'm getting emotional when I tap into this, is that life was not easy for you. Life was harsh, life was cold, but you remained kind. I think that's like the biggest thing here, is that this deity that you work with is very proud of you and very admired by you, because they taught you a hard lesson, and they didn't taught you a hard lesson for you to suffer. It was really for to build you up, right? It was just for you to build that resilience. they taught you a hard lesson, and they know it's hard. They know it wasn't easy. They were there, right? And they are so impressed that even though you went through so much, you remain kind-hearted. You remain kind, you remain compassionate, you remain empathetic. And I think that is very, even for like this deity that is looking over you, even for Saturn, that's admirable because like I'm seeing them saying, I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't go through what you went through and have the warmth that you have. I couldn't go through what you went through and be this kind hearted. So really, really admire that. And for that, like they see a big lesson that they are very protective over you. They really love you. So every time that someone crosses you, they have to learn the same lesson that you had to learn. Like they have to go through what you went through, probably in your early life. And you know that going through that was not easy and is not for the weak and is not for everyone. And that's like what they have to go through. They have to go a lot of hardship and difficulties, and life becomes harsh. Life becomes cold. They don't have lucky breaks. They have to build everything. And because like they are not used to that, they don't have yet that resilience, right? Because you have it. Because life was not lucky to you. I think right now you are in the stage of life getting be lucky because you already learned the lesson of building up resilience, right? So right now life is supposed to be easier for you, but for these people it was the opposite. For these people life has been easier for them, but because they crossed you, and that's not the stage of life to cross you at all. Like you are not in the stage of life to people shouldn't be making your life harder. Point blank period. That's like what I'm getting. Because it's not your stage of life right now, because you are now in the stage of life of getting be lucky because people were already hard on you, right? You already like that lesson is over. So these people, what they have to face is the same lessons that you did in the past that you could overcome. But the thing is, not everyone can overcome those lessons. It's hard. And people really underestimate that. You make it look easy, but people really underestimate like just not being lucky, having to work so hard for everything that you have, like so having so many obstacles and delays and like standstills. That's really hard. And I think what's going to happen with these people is that they will not have the energy because they are not used to it, right? They are kind of used to it, lucky breaks from here and there, right? But those lucky breaks are going to be completely removed. And if they want something, they have to work 10 times harder than before. Whoa. You really shouldn't be messed with, Bell number one. It's kind of crazy. What happens when people cross you? Yeah, like what happens when people cross is that from then on, their luck is going to be removed, and they have to learn how to live life in the difficult side. They have to learn and how to be cautious and how to work hard. There's a lot of unpredictability. I think they are going to have a lot of mini tower moments across their lives. If they, for example, if they want to get a better life, if they want to get a better job, like that's going to be extremely difficult to get. They will have to put so much effort than they did before, and they have to do so much work because that's what you needed to do. Like they are going to like become this person. They have to grow up. They have to become more mature. They're going to be forced to do it because there is no way, because every time that they want to get a better life, it's not going to be easy. It's not impossible, but it's not easy at all. Like they will have to work so hard. They have to like build up their intellect. They have to build up their resilience. They have to like be so cautious. Also, a lot of people might trick them. That's also part of kind of their karma. They're going to have a lot of scammers and people tricking them, and people like putting them into a situation that is not good. They're going to be very illusions, and they're going to like buy into false promises. And if these people are not careful, they can really like get into some really difficult situations, especially legally. I'm seeing very shady contracts. I'm seeing something that they are stuck legally on that is not what they expected. It was not what they promised. promised, and they were manipulated, they were tricked into like something that, yeah, is really hard to get out of. If these people, yeah, if these people don't grow up, don't mature, they are going to be, yeah, stuck to binding contracts that are really bad. Like I'm seeing even something with a marriage. They even, oh my God, they even might like marry a horrible person that it doesn't seem like at the beginning, but then they're already married, they have a contract, right? They have kids. Like there's something here that if they don't grow up, if they don't mature, if they don't change, yeah, they're going to be stuck in a really difficult situation and a bad situation to live. Let me know down in the comments if you resonate with this message. If you like this content, give it a like, and if you like this reading, subscribe. I do have personal readings, they are super affordable, and they're my first link in the description. Bye, pile 1. Hello, pile 2. So it shows this card that says, my body communicates with myself, and I'm willing to listen and understand their message. And it came in reverse. What happens when people cross you is that they lose their intuition. They lose any sense of guidance, any sense of like higher knowing, like they lose privileges of knowing better, almost like they lose that instinct, that intuition. I think they also lose connection with their body. I think, imagine what happens here is that people cross you. They know they did wrong, but they're not willing and don't want to see their wrongdoings. They are not willing to see their wrongdoings. They do, like they avoid the emotions of guilt. They avoid the emotions of shame. Then to be able to avoid your emotions of guilt and shame, you have to disconnect from your body. When you disconnect from your body, when you are not in your body, you lose that intuition, you lose that inner sense of guidance or making like better decisions. I think these people basically are going to live a life where, imagine, they gonna make choices based on what they know and have right now. But the thing is, if you only make choices from what you know and have right now, you're not going to expand, because these people, for example, they're not going to take risks. They're not going to do something different they're doing. So basically, they will be stuck in the life that they have right now, in the life that they have when you left them, in the have that they have when they crossed you. They're going to forever live that life because they are going to lose the capacity to take risks, expand, and get a better life. Basically, they're going to lose the intuition. Also, like they're going to be very easily tricked, very easily deceived. Like they are very easily manipulated. They are very easily, yeah, they're going to be very easily all of that. They might even get into very toxic relationships where the other person is very manipulative, even like gaslighting. Yeah, they're just going to. They also are going to lose the connection to divinity, to God, or to the universe, whatever you believe in. They're going to lose faith. Is that's the word? They're going to become that person that is like that just believes what they see. It's like my life has always been this way, so my life is always going to be this way. So, like even if it's miserable, they're going to like also be pessimists. Like they are not going to be optimist person. They're like, my life is miserable. It is going to always be miserable. It is what it is, and they are not even going to try to make their life better. I think their biggest consequence is the fact that their miserable life is not going to change at all. It's going to be there like this for the rest of their life, because and they are going to be also stuck in a cyclical trauma patterns. They're going to be like always repeating the same cycles, always repeating the same trauma. Like their life is not going to change. They even might not even change as a person. Like there is some sort of emotional stuntness to this, They might even be the same immature young person for the rest of their lives, like when you left them. Like, if you, I'm not saying that you will, but you have, for example, if you met these people 10 years later, they're going to be the same. They're going to talk about the same things, say the same things. Their life has not changed, even if they are older, even if they are parents, even if wherever, you feel me? They are going to be, I'm hearing, the same 15-year-old. So this might happen when you were a teenager for some of you. They are going to be the same immature little kid for the rest of their life. And you might know this, like you might even see this. Like you might hear for the grapevine things about them, and you think about, bro, they did not change. They are with the same toxic friend group. They are doing the same toxic things. Nothing has changed since high school. You feel me? So this, yeah, this might be people from like the past, like high school, even like from your hometown that you don't live in anymore, or something like that. What happens when people cross you? Yeah, they just lose. They lose on so much. I think they just become very the opposite of wise. Like, I'm hearing even dumb, like, but dumb in the sense of making decisions. They just make poor decisions. That is just making their life worse. Like, they lose the capacity of making good decisions in life completely. Like, they just make bad decision after bad decision. For example, if they ever trying to start a business, they go into a very bad business with a very bad person, they're just scamming them. You feel me? If they go into a relationship, they are just like with this awful person, they're just taking advantage of them. Like they just going to continue to create trouble for themselves. Trouble after trouble after trouble. And it's a cycle of trouble. Because they are just making bad decision after bad decision. Like hello, they are like they are their own enemy in their life. Like they are the ones that are causing all this problem to themselves. There is a big here on emotional stuntness. This is really interesting. I think, imagine, I think what these people did to you, Pile 2, and I'm sorry for this, I think it was really, really bad. Because I think it was bad to the point that they traumatize you, yes, but the fact that they were like what I'm getting is the fact they were capable to do such a bad thing traumatizes them. Like it's really weird. I think, hey, they are the ones that made those decisions. They are the ones that are awful people, right? But I think what they did to you, I'm hearing like criminal. It might have been things that is a crime, like really traumatizing bad things. And I'm sorry about it too. I'm so sorry for that. But the fact that they did that, and imagine they know they did that. The thing is, they are not even willing to see what they did, and they are not willing to feel the emotions of guilt and shame because it's so bad what they did to you that, like, from the point that they did that, they escape their body, they deny their emotions, they are like doing everything to avoid being in their body and feeling, and this is some sort of trauma for them. Like, you almost the trauma that they caused to you became a trauma to them. It's really interesting because the trauma that they put you through in turn was traumatic for them because they have more of the almost reactions of trauma. I think you were capable to, for a lot of heartbreak, for a lot of difficulties, feel your emotions and overcome trauma, but these people were not able to overcome what they did to you. So you almost like it's like I never seen this concept ever, but this is what I'm getting. Is they almost have PTSD from what they did to you, but they are the ones that did it. But they are the like they almost are living with the consequence of the trauma that they cause you. Like quote unquote for psychology, you are the one that should be living with those consequences. And they probably you have even healed and overcome and did a lot of work on yourself to be a more healed person, to like be a happy person and overcome these horrible situations. But it's very interesting because they are the ones that are having the consequences of the trauma that they caused you. It is the fact that they were capable of such horrible things. That is the fact that they can face on themselves. So they escape their body, they do everything to not be in their body. They go through life like only for what they see, like only through logic, right? And this is creating emotional stuntness. This doesn't make them to grow up, and this is just going to lead to awful decision after awful decision. Because they believe what people say, they believe their words. Like that intuition of something is wrong is not there because they are permanently escaping their body due to the unfaced guilt that they feel for what they did to you. And I'm sorry, Paltu, for what you went through. Like, this seems like really horrible stuff. What happens when people cross up a number two? Yeah, they lose money, they lose opportunities, they might like really like make very dumb investments, like buy a house in an awful like I'm seeing someone buying a house, and I think this is not for everyone, but for one of you at least. I'm seeing like someone, that is not you, is the people that cross you, of course. They buy a house in like unstable land that they didn't know that maybe floods or it breaks. Like they just make awful decisions after awful decision. They're gonna lose a lot of money in bad investments because they're going to believe scammers. They're going to believe what people tell them. Like they are so gullible, it's crazy. These people, and I think the fact that they are gullible is because they are stuck in the time that they did you wrong. They did not change. If this happens at 15, in their mind they are 15 years old. If this happens at 18, in their mind they are 18 or even younger, who knows. Like these people did not grow up, and they are going to make very bad decisions for the rest of their life. That is going to cost them a lot of money. These people might even face poverty. Yeah, most likely these people are going to face poverty because of their own doing. Hey, they are just making like bad investment, bad decision, one after the other. What happens when people cross my pile number two? I'm also seeing a lot of disappointment. It's like they're not going to know any better. So they go, for example, with relationships on these awful people, and like these awful people are going to cheat on them, are going to do all of this, and they're going to figure out that they cheated, and they really believed in this person. They really believed in their promises and those empty promises, right? This is just going to be disappointment after disappointment, or it's like a property owner selling them this house and not telling them that the ground is unstable, you feel me, that the ground is prone to flooding, or like the land is not like good in terms of like stability, and the property owner doesn't tell them, and they buy this house and then like flooding happens, like the ground breaks or whatever. I don't know if that's even possible, but it's like what I'm getting. Like there is just going to be disappointment after disappointment. There is also a message that they might even pick up drinking a bit too much, you feel me? They might even drown themselves in drinking after a while of life just like going bad for them. Of life just like beating them down over and over again. They might even like some point, unfortunately, go into this addiction to drinking. Yeah, really bad stuff. And I'm sorry, Pile, to like you don't deserve what these people did to you, because I think what they did to you was really horrible. I don't know if this brings peace to you that these people, babe, yeah, their life is going to be miserable. Let me know down in the comments if you resonate with this message. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you like this reading, subscribe. I do have personal readings that are super affordable, and they're my first link in the description. Hello, pile free. So you chose this card that says, I trust completely in the intelligence that's within me to guide me in the right way. The universe supports me on a positive way. What happens when people cross you is that the universe is going to be on your side in the sense that the universe is going to favor you. The universe is going to guide you. You are going to be so lucky while these people don't have the same luck. I'm seeing even like the universe guiding them to wrong places. It's not that it's wrong places per se, right? But it's for them to learn the lesson and to, grow up and be a better person than they were to you. So they are not just a horrible person, right? I think what is going to happen is that they are going to see you grow. They are going to see you be very lucky. They're going to see you expand and have a good life. While them, they are going to have a lot of difficulties doing that. There is even my here vibe that their intuition is going to lead you to face lessons instead of like get lucky breaks. I think their intuition is just going to lead them to face very hard lessons, and they're going to even distrust their own intuition because they think their intuition is just leading them to bad places. Or in reality, it's just for them to face what they did to you and change and become a better person, right? And change as a person. Basically, the universe is going to focus on them learning the lesson and become a better person, not do the same thing that you do to you than others, right? And the universe is going to favor you into have the life that you want, live a life that you desire, like having a life that fulfills you. You're gonna probably be very lucky, like you're gonna feel very guided. Things are gonna happen easily for you, things are going to flow. While these people, the only thing that is going to flow is lessons. What happens when people cross my pile number 3? Yeah, they're going to be faced with the truth of what they did to you, and the lesson here is really to face it and to change as a person. Yeah, I think they are going to be forced to see what they did to you, and they are going to have to live with the shame and the guilt for what they did to you, and that's going to be a hard lesson for them. Like, the lesson here is really to grow and become a better person. Uh, but they will have to face what they did to you, and they're going to be very ashamed. There is even a vibe that they might kind of disappear from socializing. I think they're going to be ashamed of themselves to the point that they don't want to be around other people, especially people that know you or in the environment that they crossed you. Like, there's going to be so much shame. They might even disappear, not have social media, like stop posting on social media. There is a lot of shame here. They don't want to be seen because they feel very shameful and guilty for what they did to you, and they know what they did to you is wrong because the universe is not going to let them not face that. Basically, their life is going to lead them, all the ways are going to lead them for them to face what they did to you, and the more they ignore it, the worse it's going to get. The more like they accept that what they did to you is wrong, that they accept that they need to change, maybe even apologize. Like, maybe these people will not even apologize to you, and you might hear an apology years from now. You feel me? Like, you deserve that apology. Not only you deserved that apology, they need to make that apology to be able to move on. This is giving those steps of AA. There might have been drinking here involved. These people might have had drinking issues that, A, doesn't excuse, drinking doesn't excuse any harm that you did to people, right? You still suffered from their actions. But I'm hearing like those things in AA that you have the 12 steps, and one of those steps is to apologize, is to like basically make a list of the people that you did wrong, the people that you feel guilty about, right? And then go to them and apologize. And that's what I'm getting here. I'm getting that parts of them overcoming, and a part of them yeah, becoming a better person is to apologize to you, and it's an important part, not only because you deserve it, because you really need to do that to be able to change their life and create a better life for themselves. Yeah, like they are going to be forced to see the truth of what they did to you and how they harmed you. What happens when people cross my palm number 3? I'm hearing there is no escaping. Ooh. What happens also here is that they might lose romance in their life. Imagine, even if they meet someone, even if they are with someone, these people is not romantic. Like, it's not the type of love that you go on dates, that you get them flowers. No, it's a very transactional love. Like, they're going to lose romance in their life, and things are going to be very transactional, extremely practical. They're not gonna have the love of their life. They're probably gonna end up with a person because it's easy, it's convenient. There is some sort of transaction there, that I am with you because you give me something that I need, and I give you something that you need, but like there is no love there. Yeah, they're probably not going to end up with the love of their life, but they're going to end up with a person that is, quote unquote, the easiest to be with, or that they have something to gain from. This person has something to gain from them. Even like friends, they're not gonna have good friends. They're just gonna have people that is transactional, is very cold. What happens when people cross my pile number 3? Yeah, and in turn, while they are living a very cold, unfulfilling life, you are going to live the opposite, basically. Like, you're going to live a life where you do meet the love of your life. You do have a life of fulfillment. You do, like, live an authentic life. Like, part of also what happens and their karma and their consequences is you living a good life. That's part of their karma. Yeah, and also what happens when people cross you is that they're gonna be stuck in situations that they don't want to be in. Imagine it's like being stuck in a bad marriage, or maybe getting a lease on a house, or buying a house that you don't really want. Like, they are not going to be able to, yeah, they are not going to be able to move forward while they don't apologize to you. Only when they apologize to you, only when they face themselves, only when they face what they did to you wrong and try to make amends, that's when their life can become better. But if they are not capable of willing to see what they did to you, like apologize to you, make amends, their life, they're gonna be stuck in situations they don't want to be in. They're gonna be stuck in an unfulfilling life, in a life that doesn't give them any happiness, doesn't give them any much pleasure. Honestly, it's very a cold, transactional, practical life that does not fulfill them. They're just like living day by day, just for living, just like another day. Their dreams will not come true. Like, yeah, they will not have much passion for life, basically. Let me know down in the comments if this resonated with you. If you like the video, give it a like. And if you like this content, subscribe. I do have personal readings. They are super affordable. And then my first link in the description. But all free.